What is going on, everybody? Sports expert here, and we are doing our top 25 after week 8. It was an interesting week 8, not the most fantastic week 8, but we had some interesting chaos. So, definitely we'll bring that up during these rankings. So, before you guys, before we start the video, please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We do a ton of college football content and rankings on this channel and predictions. Please hit the thumbs up on the video, helps our video in the algorithm. Hit the notification bell to get all notifications for these videos. And comment what you think about my rankings and where you put your team. So, yeah, let's get started. At 25, I have the North Carolina State Wolfpack. They're coming off a 31-30 loss over Miami, the Hurricane Man. So, tough loss for NC State and Devin Leary. Definitely didn't have the most fantastic game on offense, but they hung in there with the Hurricanes. They were honoring that 2001 team, Miami, so might as well just win. It was a big win for them against a top 25 opponent. So I have NC State just staying in the rankings because really I don't know who else to put in over them because Houston, they almost lost to East Carolina. If they would have blown out East Carolina, I could have considered it, but at the same time, no. At 24, we have the Oregon State Beavers. They are coming off a 42-34 win against the Utah Utes at home. So they were down most of this game. They were down 14-0 early. So definitely an impressive comeback by the Beavers. I think they're a very well-coached team. They're 5-2 right now. They'll likely make a bowl game. So I was hoping they would beat Washington State. They'd be 6-1. That would have been awesome. But I think they deserve to be in the top 25 at this juncture. So, yeah. Oregon State's definitely a team I'd monitor in the Pac-12. At 23, we have the San Diego State Aztecs. They are coming off a 20-14 win over Air Force on the road. I am stunned by this. I actually thought, Air Force would win that game by double digits. I didn't have much faith in San Diego State. I wasn't a fan, but they proved me wrong today. Maybe they're underrated. I don't know. So they're a solid team in the Mountain West. Probably the best team in the Mountain West right now. So got to give it to them. San Diego State's playing good ball, and they're staying in the rankings consistently. At 22, in the first time in my rankings in a while, we have the Iowa State Cyclones. They're coming off a big win at home against the number 8 team in the country, Oklahoma State Cowboys. Oh, yeah, I have to see R.J. Young's rankings. So, Iowa State, they are... No, my bad. Iowa State, they lost a couple early games in the season. They're about 5-2 now. Matt Campbell's done a good job getting this team to rebound, because they have some talent, but they just haven't shown it. They have some talent. Charlie Kohler, Breece Hall, Brock Purdy's solid when he's on, but he's not the most consistent quarterback, and I think that's what may have held Iowa State back this season so far. So, I don't know, but big win for them. At 21, we have the SMU Mustangs. They are coming off a big win over Tulane. That was on Thursday night, so Tanner Mordecai could be a Heisman candidate. He probably isn't going to win it, obviously, but he should at least be in the conversation. Had a great year so far. SMU probably is one of the better offenses in college football. And their matchup versus Cincinnati is going to be a good one. Definitely excited to watch that. So I hope you guys get your popcorn ready because SMU versus Cincinnati. At 20, we have the Auburn Tigers. They are coming off a bye. And yeah, like I said, Bo Nix is playing good ball. They got some big matchups coming up. They play Ole Miss, I believe, this coming week, so that'll be one to watch. Definitely excited for that one. Classic SEC matchup. At 19, we have the Iowa Hawkeyes. They are also coming off a bye. They obviously lost to Purdue. That was embarrassing at this point because Purdue got absolutely decked by Wisconsin at home. So Iowa, I had to put them down at 19 from 11 to 19. Sorry, Iowa. You're not that good. At 18, we have the UTSA Roadrunners. They are coming off an impressive road win against Louisiana Tech. 29-point win, 45-16. This team has been very impressive. They're now 8-0. Had to put them in my top 18. They could make the top 15 as soon as next week, but not sure when their bye week is. That might be coming up, so UTSA, they're playing great ball. They're being coached very well. They're scoring at a great pace. I mean, they got some solid players on that team. At 17, we have the Pitt Panthers coming off a home win, 27-17 over the Clemson Tigers, who have now 3 losses. Obviously not in my top 25. I wonder what Dabo has to say about that now. Maybe he's the 11th team in the country. Oh, no, he's worse than that. But yeah, Pitt, Kenny Pickett might be a Heisman candidate. I don't know if we'll win it because, yeah, I can't say much about Pitt. People think, oh, Pitt's a good team now. They're great. They should be. No, is Pitt that good? No. They lost to Western Michigan at home. That is flat out unacceptable. Unacceptable losing to Western Michigan at home. Western Michigan's a bad football team. They're bad. And they're in the MAC. And you lose to them at home. I mean, Kenny Pickett can't be in the Heisman conversation. I'm sorry. And Pitt can't be in the playoff conversation. It can't happen. At 16, we have the Baylor Bears. They are also coming off a bye weekend. Their matchup versus Oklahoma is coming up. Hopefully, that'll be a good one. So, the Baylor Bears, Dave Aranda's done a great job filling in for Matt Rule as he's now the head coach of the Carolina Panthers. So, yeah, Baylor, good stuff. At 15, we have the Penn State Nittany Lions. They are coming off a horrible 2018 9 overtime. Yep, 9 overtime loss versus the Illinois Fighting Illini. Penn State, what are we doing? I told y'all it didn't matter who was going to play quarterback, that, Iowa was better. But Iowa ain't better now. But at the same time, who cares? Sean Clifford's a terrible quarterback. I hope there's some Penn State fans watching because I'm going to tell you this right now. If you think Sean Clifford's good, just why are you watching football? Why? He's a terrible football player. He is horrible. I think my grandmother's actually better than Sean Clifford. Just got to say that. Sean Clifford is actually horrible at football. Horrible. Like, do you know the sport called football where you get a ball that's shaped, it's like a pigskin, a football? It's brown with white laces and you throw it, you throw it to people, you run with it. You try to defend players. You know that sport? There's a guy named Sean Clifford. He's a quarterback on the Penn State Nittany Lions. His name's Sean Clifford. He throws the ball. He's absolutely horrible at that sport, and he's bad at it. So, yeah, just a tip right there, Penn State fans. At 14, we have the Kentucky Wildcats. They're coming off a bye. They lost to UGA, obviously, 30-13. We'll see how they can bounce back the rest of the season. Maybe make a New Year's Six. At 13, we have the Oklahoma State Cowboys. They're coming off that loss versus Iowa State. I still have them in the top 13. They probably should have won that game, but they kind of cost themselves the win late. So if you're an Oklahoma State fan, I would not be too happy about it, But you still have a chance to win the Big 12, I guess. So I guess you got that going for you. But the Big 12 likely won't have a playoff team this year. Unless if Oklahoma loses a game. At 12, we have the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. They are now 7-0 in the ACC. They're coming off a huge 70-49 win over the Army Knights. Yeah, they allowed 49 points to Army, but it's tough to defend that Army defense, that triple option and everything. So those offenses always fool you. You don't know what to expect. And yeah, so got to give it to Wake Forest. They scored 70. Sam Hartman had a big game. He had 458 yards, 6 touchdowns, I believe, something like that. Definitely one of the better quarterbacks in college football right now, so got to give it to him. At 11, we have the Texas A&M Aggies. They are coming off a huge 44-7 win over South Carolina. Carolina Jackpot is crying some tears right now because this team is terrible at football. So, yeah, Texas A&M, Zach Calzada has definitely improved over the past few weeks. He did have 1 interception, but at the same time, he played all right and played well enough to lead Texas A&M to the win. Devin O'Shane has made a huge difference. I think Isaiah Spillers might be one of the most overrated players in the country. He's a solid player, though. O'Shane might be better, but I don't know. I might be just out of my mind right now. But good stuff by Jimbo. Rounding out the top 10, at 10, we have the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They are coming off a big win, 31-16 at home against USC. USC is a pathetic joke this year, so I don't know. But Notre Dame, Jack Cohn has definitely stepped up. He's been solid for them, but not fantastic. They have some talent on that team. They have Kyron Williams, Chris Tyree, But Notre Dame, I don't know if they can make the playoff, even if they go undefeated the rest of the way. I just don't see it, Sorry, Notre Dame fans. Notre Dame's a team that's probably going to have to go undefeated to make the playoff. But, the only reason why they made it last year is because Clemson, they lost to Clemson. At 9, we have the Ole Miss Rebels. They are coming off a nice 31-17 win over LSU. And yeah, Matt Corral was actually banged up in this game, but at the same time, he was able to play and able to lead his team to a 31-17 win. Very well coached game by Lane Kiffin and the offensive staff. So give it to them. Even the defensive staff stepped up. And LSU fans, I hope you're listening. Max Johnson is just not very good. You guys don't have a quarterback. LSU needs to go after Spencer Rattler this year in the transfer portal. If there's a big quarterback that enters the transfer portal, a big name, LSU has to go after him. They have no quarterback that's going to be good. Miles Brennan isn't the answer. Max Johnson isn't the answer. TJ Finley was never going to be the answer when he was there. You guys don't have a quarterback. You're going to have to get one from the transfer portal. Simple as that. At 8, we have the Oklahoma Sooners. They are coming off a close win over the Kansas Jayhawks, 35-23. Oh, well, Oklahoma's still a top 4 team. I'm an Oklahoma Sooner fan, so I think that. I'm stupid. Yeah, Oklahoma fans, you think that because you don't know what you're watching. You're watching a different team than us. Because, oh, Caleb Williams stripped the ball from Kennedy Brooks. We're officially good again. You almost lost to Kansas. Like, honestly, that actually really angers me that Oklahoma fans actually have the odyssey to say that. They're saying that. Not every Oklahoma fan. There's some Oklahoma fans who are like, yeah, not a good win, but, come on. Are you serious right now? Like, bro, how do you almost lose to Kansas? Kansas. Like, honestly, dude, you're not that great. Like, who have you played yet? Who did play? Who Oklahoma played? Shout out to Uncle Lou. So, yeah, Oklahoma. I mean, you played Texas. Texas isn't that good. They've proven that. Arkansas, the Arkansas loss looks awful now because Arkansas can't beat a good team to save their lives. So, I don't know. Sorry, Oklahoma. At 7, we have the Michigan Wolverines that are coming off a big 33-7 win over Northwestern home. Just a bit of a scrimmage, a practice to get ready for the Michigan State game. So, that'll be a fun one. And Michigan State at 6, who's coming off a bye. Mel Tucker will have his team ready for that game. So, yeah, definitely excited for Michigan State, Michigan. And at 5, we have the Oregon Ducks. They are coming off a nice win over the UCLA Bruins on the road, 34-31. The reason why I have not Oklahoma, but Oregon at 5 is because, they're playing good ball. They're still not the best team in the world, but they're playing fine. That win at UCLA, I thought, was impressive. And, they have the best win in the country against Ohio State. Ohio State's in my top 4, obviously. So, that is the best win in the country. There's no doubt about it. So, and that win, they didn't have Kayvon Thibodeau. I know they don't have C.J. Verdell anymore or Bennett Williams, but at the same time, they still look like a solid team. They have guys that can step up. So, I have Oregon at 5. At 4, we have the Cincinnati Bearcats. They're coming off a close 27-20 win over the Navy Midshipmen. They went to Navy. They almost lost that game. Navy recovered an onside kick, but it looked like the quarterback had no desire to win that game. I don't know. Navy's backup quarterback. I don't know if you're watching this game, but did you have a desire to win that football game? Because you took a sack and threw an interception. I think you actually suck at football and you just want to suck. I'm actually convinced. I hope they kick you off the team. But, good win for Cincinnati as Desmond Ridder didn't play the greatest, but was able to win at the end. So, yeah, they keep their playoff hopes alive. At 3, we have the Alabama Crimson Tide. They are coming off a 52-24 win against Tennessee, the Tennessee man. So, the Tennessee man crying because I feel like Tennessee's always in these games, but then they always get blown out. They get decked, absolutely decked into a turkey sandwich in the second half of football games. They're probably the worst second half team in existence. I hope you all agree with that. So, Alabama, Bryce Young still looks like the top Heisman candidate. Jamison Williams is ridiculously good at football. So, Alabama has a lot of talent. Mechie, Evan Neal is a good offensive lineman. They have a lot of good offensive linemen, but the offensive line definitely hasn't stepped up fully this season. So, Alabama has some talent on defense too, but, gotta have to step it up. So, yeah, because the defense didn't look too impressive. At 2, we have the Ohio State Buckeyes. They are coming off a very impressive road win over the Indiana Hoosiers, 54-7. Oh, Indiana's going to upset Ohio State because Oklahoma almost lost to Kansas. That's not how it goes, though. Oklahoma just isn't that good. Sorry. But yeah, Ohio State, C.J. Stroud has turned into a Heisman candidate.
Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, best wide receiver duo in the country, no doubt about it. Travion Henderson would be a Heisman candidate, might be if he got more touches. You know what? I'm gonna make a statement. Ryan Day. I hope you're listening to this. If you're listening to this, I hope you know you're in danger of losing the best running back in the nation named Travion Henderson. And you want to know why? You're giving him 10 carries a game. 10. You hear me? 10. You know? You don't give him 10 carries a game every game and expect him to be happy. You don't. There's players that transfer over that. You don't. Like, honestly, you have to feed him the football. It's so annoying sometimes, dude. And bro. But, you know, the Ohio State defense has stepped up in a big way since Matt Barnes started calling plays. The defensive line has been awesome. Tyreek Smith, Haskell Garrett, Tyleek Williams, Mike Hall, Jack Sawyer, JT Tumalau, you know, all those guys. So it's been definitely impressive. And at 1, we have the Georgia Bulldogs. They were on a bye week. Kirby Smart's done an incredible job. A lot of people are like, oh, we put Stetson Bennett in over JT Daniels. What an idiot. Stetson Bennett's actually played great ball this year. And Stetson Bennett's actually been a good quarterback his whole career. So I know there's a lot of Georgia fans out there, you know, like Uncle Lou, that don't like Stetson Bennett. But I think Stetson Bennett's a solid player. I don't know if he can win a national championship, but I think he's good enough to at least get you to the national championship. So, yeah. But if it was up to me, I'd still start JT Daniels over Stetson Bennett, you know, just because of the talent that's there. And, yeah, Georgia, obviously, they got that defense. They got a lot of talent. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Adam Anderson, Nakobe Dean, Darian Kendrick, all around the field. There's so many guys. But, yeah, UGA looks like the most complete team right now because a lot of people will say, oh, the Ohio State might be the most complete team. As an Ohio State fan, I can't say that because Georgia's offense looks actually very solid right now. It actually looks better than people say. So, you know, Ohio State's defense, I feel like, will still have some concerns against solid teams. So, yeah. But I appreciate everyone being here. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Turn on the post notification bell. Like the video. Liking the video helps our video in the algorithm. Comment what you think. I would appreciate that, guys. Sports expert here. I'm out, guys. Peace.